Hello everyone. So this past weekend I went to see Frozen 2 with my family. While thankfully there was no shoehorned LGBTQ romance plot for Elsa as speculated by many in the media, the film was still rife with leftist propaganda that we're going to walk through now. Major spoilers ahead, so bookmark this for later if you're planning on seeing it. First, a bit of setup to get the ball rolling. The film opens with a flashback to Elsa and Anna's childhood, where their father, King Agnar, tells them about a magical forest inhabited by 4 elemental spirits. Along with these spirits lived the Northuldra tribe, a clear representation of Native Americans. Funny enough, everyone from the Northuldra tribe is ethnically homogenous, whereas Arendelle, despite being based on Norway, has diverse races amongst their majority white population for some reason. During Agnar's childhood, the previous king, Elsa and Anna's grandfather Runard, built a massive dam as a symbol of unity between Arendelle and the Northuldra tribe. At some point during a peace festival in celebration of their unity, violence broke out between the Arendelle soldiers and the Northuldra, causing the elemental spirits to become enraged and form an impenetrable mist over the magical forest. The young Prince Agnar was knocked unconscious and ghosted to safety by a mysterious figure while King Runard died in the clash. It turns out the one who saved Agnar was none other than his future wife, Queen Iduna, who happened to be the only white Northuldra. Yeah, it's clear this wasn't planned from the first movie. Nice job retroactively race-bending a character without actually race-bending them, Disney. That's not confusing at all. After the events of the first Frozen movie, the elemental spirit's influence has spread to Arendelle, causing enough chaos to force Elsa and the gang to go on a journey to find the cause of the disturbance. Eventually, it's revealed through Elsa's unlocked memories that Runard had feared the Northuldra might one day rise up against him to challenge his rule using the elemental spirits. So he built the dam because it somehow limited the power of elemental magic. He never really explained how, but I guess we should take his word for it. He's the expert on magic, despite being afraid of magic because he knows so little about magic. Let's not forget the exposition of the movie explains the Northuldra don't control the elements, but merely live in harmony with them. Pocahontas wasn't enough, it seems. Disney couldn't miss another opportunity to play up the myth of the noble savage, living in harmony with nature and never taking more than what they're given by the forest. And of course, because of their spiritual connection with nature, they have no capacity for violence. This point is further hammered in when it is revealed that the conflict at the Unity Festival was initiated by Runard assassinating the Northuldra chief. Gotta love the imagery of this part, the king with his sword drawn practically snarling like a predator, while the chief sits on his knees calmly sipping out of the brook like an unsuspecting prey animal. What was the king's reason for this act of barbarism? So the Northuldra know who's boss. I kid you not, that's basically the reason he gave. All that bloodshed because a toxically masculine white colonizer had to show how big his penis was. The writers of this film clearly have no love for white men. But for Darrow, you're gonna cry racism and sexism over one caricatured white male character? Okay, how about 2? Remember Kristoff, the logical, bold, self-assured, independent love interest of Anna who helped save the day in the first movie? Well, in this movie, he's an emotional train wreck that's insecure in his relationship with Anna. While the ladies are taking care of business, most of his scenes revolve around him obsessing over the best way to propose to Anna and feeling, quote, lost in the woods without her. Somehow, he's been robbed of all his confidence and independence from the first movie, and is now as useless and hopeless as he can possibly be without Anna. The most he does in this film is save a handful of reindeer from a fire. The original positive, strong, white male lead has been relegated to the background, making way for the real heroes, the women. And what is the act of heroism from these women that can calm the enraged spirits? They must undo what caused the conflict to begin with. They have to destroy the dam which was born out of their grandfather's Northuldra-phobia. The dam, as Kristoff explained, which holds back an enormous amount of water that would destroy Arendelle. The only way to make things right is not just to acknowledge the wrongs of the past, but to suffer for them. Reparations must come in the form of the complete destruction of Arendelle. Peace can only be achieved by Anna and Elsa sacrificing their ancestral and cultural home. Without a second thought, Anna coaxes the earth spirits to destroy the dam, condemning Arendelle. Miraculously, Elsa manages to reach the kingdom first, and uses her ice powers to block the flood from destroying it. Because that's what would happen in real life. Magic saves cultures from being overwhelmed and obliterated. You see, if a country tears down its borders and allows the magic of other cultures to flow in, it won't cause massive destruction and chaos. In fact, the host culture will be safer and more prosperous for it. Arendelle had nothing magical about its culture. It needed to be enriched by the magic of the Northuldras culture, or it was doomed to collapse on its own. If we let go of rational fear, lead with love, and journey into the unknown, as one of Elsa's songs proclaims, everything will work out just fine. You gotta admire how well the open borders activists used catchy songs and brilliant visual effects in concert to market globalism to children. But I suppose it's pretty easy when you have millions of Disney dollars at your disposal. You know you're the oppressed underclass when multinational corporations are signal boosting your ideology. Anyway, once peace is restored to the lands, Elsa, having discovered that she is in fact a balancing spirit amongst the elementals, determines that the only way to maintain peace is to stay in the magical forest amongst the Northuldra. The only way her powers and abilities can do the greatest good for the world is in the wholesale rejection of her father's Arendellian culture in favor of her mother's primitive yet more spiritually enlightened culture. As a result, she confers her queen title upon Anna. On a side note, Kristoff does end up proposing to Anna, but now with Anna being queen, it's never even mentioned if that makes him king. Logically, this would not make him king, he's just the queen's husband. Almost forgot to mention, he had a line to Anna a bit earlier that she shouldn't worry about him or something because his love, quote, isn't fragile. It was a really bizarre line. I don't know if it was like a reference to the concept of male fragility. It just seemed really weird. I don't know who talks like that. In the end, Elsa and Anna vow never to make the same mistake as their grandfather, letting fear and lust for power get the better of them. You know, like men do. Their sibling relationship will ensure peace is maintained. If men step aside, the bonds of sisterhood between women rulers will make the world a better place. Thank you all for watching. If you like this content, please like and share it. Subscribe to me on YouTube and BitChute. Follow me on Minds. And if you really like this content, please subscribe to my Subscribe Star. I'm going to try to do more content like this in the future to make it worth your while. Thanks again, guys.